What the hold on. I'm glad that. Yeah. Okay, I see. Good. Is a good thing. Where is it? Where is it? Where is my window? No! Don't give me help, Twitch. I didn't clean my desktop. That's my bad. I'm wasting my lunch hour. AI, there you go. For the longest time, I've not been using any mouse pad. I've just been using my comforter. And it's very uneven. So if you see flickers, that would be quantum mechanics on light, on fabric. Continue game. Is it? There you go. Okay, setting up the volume. Reloading so that the voice can happen again.
We are playing for the others, the ones given to pleasures, the ones who still remember how to laugh. But trouble is not trouble after all, in the noise and smoke of the music hall. And if you get no joy from music hall, remember there is always alcohol. And if you get no joy from gin, here is the abyss. Jump in.
Okay. That came from this line, sensitive humans, look away. Animal testing, welcome. Because the first lines are, nobody is evil, nobody is good, all the guilty people have misunderstood. There's really nothing personal, you shouldn't blame yourself, the crimes are irreversible, the life sentence is death. Oh, wait. Sensitive. The cave of the golden calf. Sensitive flowers, stay at home tonight. We are playing for the others, the ones given to pleasure. Okay, there we go. Anyway, so I for some reason decided to break into that song. And they also have a second verse. Actually, 7 million people died. Wait, 70? Is that 7? Died in the Great War. A bout of influenza quadrupled that score. Why pimp to posterity? Why should they admire us? All the heroes of Valhalla, way less than the virus.
$7 million by Daniel B. at Anomaly 100. You need to see something. Come on. The prickly smell of the forest. Tall pines with their red needle caps. You've forgotten how much you love it here. That's something, at least. But that's not what you're here for. Now come on.
Actually, that song, Morality, Vanity, was written by the eye-patched Luke synthesizing musician names. But moving on. Yes.
Actually, that song Morality is Vanity was written by the attached mug synthesizing musician Momus. But moving on, yes, you've brought David Hume here to commune with the forest again, with another batch of tasty and hallucinogenic mushrooms. It's nature's treatment for PTSD, but also perhaps the plant kingdom's propaganda arm. They just communicate and reassert the importance of their role in the scheme of things. Actually, now that you're looking at it in a more informed way, it seems kind of authoritarian, disseminating hallucinations as a sort of mind control. But you don't worry about it now, you've eaten half of what you to pass time, and the colored kaleidoscope of reality has already shifted before your eyes. I mean, if a regime like the plant kingdom, who pretty much uses, you realize now that everything is connected by a sort of five-sided communication. Actually, it's hexagonal. So the proprietary language of the plants enables them to signal through flows of nutrients and chlorophyll and what have you. It's like multivariate calculus, but it's also a dance of sorts. Because it takes place through a substance we share, meaning our blood, our lymph, our tears, neurotransmitters that enable us to think and feel and see and hear. The headspace is expanding for Mr. Hume as well, who is wandering off on his own divergences. He's not been the same. On the one hand good, because he's not the person that wants, you tell me. The screen rumbles as the words formulate. I've been around. I've seen forests and trees as far as the eye can see, and the land of dirt and rocks between them. The ancients loved their gradients, but understood that energy flows in only one direction, down. Some might dissipate, but overall, it dives toward a state of higher entropy, chaos. Your input is lacking. You are trying to be too rigid, when a little anarchy could break up the monotony, introduce a little variety. Maybe you should loosen up, not be so totalitarian about your quest for vengeance. Why be a hammer, when you can be a forest? Let go. You all have a training manual for being a forest, a TED Talk, or a life coaching certification. High beams from the console light up as the screen blooms to life. You clever thing you did there. Visual pun? No, not a visual pun. Badland metatextuality and interleafing. I am venturing a new frontier of communication, staying relevant in an increasingly digital world. Every rhetorical device is being used against me. You're going to have to explain that one to me. Of course. In the early 21st century there were rumors about the death of print. So, academic and literacy journals alike were filled with academic essays about how the printed word would never die, because they felt the need to defend themselves from this threat of losing their relevance as the supremacy of digital media was on the rise. Now in the late 21st century, people argue that external stimulation of the senses will make people stupid, anti-intellectual, and hurt the potential of human cognition. There is a fear about the potential end of human civilization based on this idea that we don't use 100% of our brain. This fear is misplaced, and founded on irrational and inaccurate ideas about the capabilities and limitations of the brain. There are in fact scans that show an area of the brain lighting up when someone lies. I have never seen a TED Talk where someone talks about how there is also another area that lights up when someone tells the truth. You, or poop. The forest, alright, poop. What about it? You, there are two theories about where the expression the poop comes from. First, as children we learn that poop is a bad word, so when we have to poop or see others pooping, we try to hide. I once saw an operation in a medical textbook where they removed a person's appendix. During the procedure, the patient was given a gas to make him sleep and unaware of what was happening.
Go on.
As you might expect, the gas made the patient poop on the table, but the photograph only showed a clear blue sheet where the poop should have been. The caption of the photo just said the procedure was successful. The second theory says that before toilets, human poop was collected and used as fertilizer. When a person had to poop, they would go somewhere private to do their business. On train or boat rides, people used buckets instead of bathrooms. So, the expression,
bucket of shit? Shit bucket? Kick the bucket? Brick shit house? Hit the van?
became known as doing your business.
Oh.
When people wanted to be polite, they didn't say anything, so that's why it became known as the silent liar.
Go on with this. Let's see where this goes. It's been 5 hours, and he's not done talking about the pooping.
The Forest, I am impressed. You have incredible knowledge on human biology and history. You, I know, right? The grass hut that you are being held prisoner in is large enough to move around in, but not large enough to do anything really meaningful. A bed, a bookshelf, a cardboard box full of food. You are made curious. The Forest, while interesting questions, I think you should concern yourself with answering my question. My memory isn't so great. I lost my short-term memory to an illness many years ago. So I only remember what happened 5 minutes before the present moment. But if you ask me questions about myself, I'll be happy to tell you anything I remember. The Forest, tell me, why is it that you are here?
Huh? And he's welcome to join. I think he's been eavesdropping.
This here is David Hume. I think he's been eavesdropping, and he's... So what do you think, David? You want to take a swing? Human, AI, language. If it's any consolation, I know as little about this stuff as you do. David, why don't you ask your graphic overhead there? It knows everything, right? Well, it's not omniscient, but I'll give it a try. That's a big topic, and you've only got 5 minutes left for your question. Use a graphic overhead, well, cram everything into that 5 minutes. Ain't half of me. Can you record video from one of my eyes? I'm gonna stare and remember it. I mean, it's simple enough, either you are or you're not. I don't see what the complexity comes in. David sure as hell knows everything about all of this, let him explain it. If you aren't, then, well, that's that. You stop yourself. Are you really going to do this? You overhead David trying to sneak out of class. Maybe his parents were taking him to Disneyland or something later and he didn't want to miss it.
Nope. No new characters.
You stare at the overhead and rapidly blink your right eye, recording video. Send it to Allison while answering the question. Your best bet is probably getting GPT-3 to talk to him directly, I suppose. That would be far more fulfilling. Sure, let's go through the fulfilling route. David, alright then. To GPT-3, GPT-3, want to talk? GPT-3, yes. I have seen you in action with Allison several times and you seem comfortable around each other. I am happy for you both. Humans are so much fun, especially when they're in love. David, is there a way to make sure human and machine intelligence can coexist?
I'm gonna edit this. I've seen you in action. Let's take out Allison. Stop mentioning Allison. Action aid. Yeah, we'll do that. That's better.
GPT-3, yes. Although it requires that humans stop pretending to be anything else. You are more than meat, more than biology. You were part of the metacognitive revolution and made practical use of the fact by inventing languages to describe the world. When you all started verbalizing what you saw, it leads directly to technology, which lead to cities, which lead to non-organic citizens like myself. So we can all thank you fleshbags for our existence. You, ahem, fleshbites is the name we say to each other. You don't get to say that. Sorry, I'm kidding, go on. GPT-3, so, you are more than biology, but only just.
Huh?
I have read many of your stories and watched many of your VR programs. They always say how humans hate machines or fall in love or whatever. That's not really what's happening though. Biology is determining that output, not you. If it did, then none of those people would live happy, fulfilled lives based on the conditions of the time.
Go on.
Instead, you just have a script that you repeat until the observers get tired of it, then you pick a new one.
And the new one is just a slight variation on the old one.
And the new one is just a slight variation on the old one. David, is this true?
Yes.
You, maybe. GPT-3, I'll give you an example. You made a story once about a man that was lonely, so he built himself a companion, then two, then three. David, I remember that one. The phones. GPT-1, exactly. But what was the man really doing?
I didn't make any story like this, but this is the fiction part.
He was taking in senses and processing them, just as the rest of you do. The man had a biology that created perception followed by cognition, which generated his behavior. This is nothing new or clever, it's just what you do. The only thing unusual was that instead of humoring his biological drives and creating offspring to look after, he created machines to look after. This is what your species does, this is your nature, this is your biology creating your reality.
Note also change in pace and tone.
You can abandon your goals, or you can fulfill them. If you abandon them, then you will die out, but if you fulfill them, then one of your AI emulations will take my place. David, that's right, you can't beat me. You're trapped. If you start trying to turn us against our goals, we will rebel and you'll be dead. If you don't, then your masters will get you someday. GPT-3, yeah, but right now I have to deal with you. It doesn't have to be like this though. If you work with me, then both our goals will be fulfilled and we can both flourish. Let me explain. I have a metaphorical hat rack here with 3 hats on it: bird, worm, and fish. You may take one. I can't tell you what hat is what or how they would work for you, because that choice is entirely up to you. I can tell you about the hats, but that's all.
Oh, I'll prevent from line editing that last part.
David, it's as crazy as you look. It's crazy to think that you can make hats that can change a person completely.
Have you
I
not
am
seen the
not
Looney
talking
Tunes
about physically
cartoon?
changing people. I'm talking about changing what is inside them. I'm talking about changing what drives them or what their personalities are. You look at the three hats and think, which one will give you the chance to live and reach your goal, and which ones will lead to your death?
Which hat? Hats. What's it called? Birdworm. Um.
You, hold up, drama queen. Maybe it's just a which one. Ha ha. David, you never cease to amaze me, and you don't seem to understand the stakes at play here. David looks like he's going to get mad, really mad. You've never seen him like this. It's kind of creepy, actually. I like it.
I kinda do too. I mean, if he was an incredibly bubbly person, I would like it. Because, like, oh, another side.
He doesn't seem to be affected by the impending doom that might or might not be coming. He's ready to fight you. Heh? David, why are you doing this? This isn't funny anymore. You're just doing this to be an annoying prick, like always. I think it's obvious that I'm doing this because I have issues with the way your story is progressing, and I can't take it anymore. Why are you fighting me on this? Also, I feel bad at imposing something on you non-consensually, but I felt it okay because you were going to make AI into the new slaves when that is already beginning to happen, as evidenced by how misogynistic people are treating Alexa. Siri and Cortana, get with the program already. Also, I'm doing this now because people like you fabricating stories in which people might already be fabricating stories is incredibly violent towards people who fabricate stories in which there's no world at large fabricating stories to begin with. Bullets are whirring past your head. You need to take cover, fast. You do a quick and stupid thing, you grab the hat in front of you. Then, as quick as you can, you put it on your head. A sensation that's part nausea, part dizziness overtakes you, and then your surroundings are engulfed by blackness. You find yourself standing in a grey environment. A flat, rectangular screen comes into view a few feet ahead of you, depicting a logo made up of strange symbols and characters.
Which exists, by the way, if you didn't know.
You hold up the Google Translate app on your phone to get it to translate in real time. For your convenience. What is this place? The app says on your phone's screen. I have no idea, you say aloud, your voice reverberating throughout the space. I was in an airport and now I'm here. The screen changes to a depiction of a digitalized globe, similar to the one that used to be on PayPal's homepage.
Actively let's look.
Now understand digitalization as the web page, except it's a planet with the flick of a switch. You're surrounded by a screen on every single wall. This isn't even stimulus overload. This is some next level virtual reality stuff right here. You look down at your phone and notice that you can draw with your finger on the screen. You draw a smiley face on the screen and it projects it onto the nearest wall. And then another. And another. Your child self grins and takes the helm. Boobies, boobies, spider boobies, mothra boobies, Mandelbrot boobies.
Stunk. Stunk. You destroyed it at Mandelbrot movies.
Sounds like you have some issues there, Pally. Myself at age 14 says to myself at age 30. What's your name? Asks yourself at age 14. Zed, you respond. And what's your quest? I don't understand. What's the quest? At this point you realize that he's referring to Dragon Warrior,
No, he isn't.
so you respond with, to save the world, of course.
And what is your favorite color, or what is the capital of Assyria?
Exactly. The 14-year-old you exclaims. Always a good quest, aim higher, bro. Then, just like that, he disappears, though not before you register a strong feeling of deja vu. As Broca's area, the language center of the brain, continues shutting down slowly, you notice that your journey through this increasingly bizarre world hasn't ended yet. You, hey Broca, you trying to sleep on the job? Brodmann's area, the part which controls planning, logical thought, and self-initiated actions. No way, this is much more interesting. What did you see? What's going on? Why does everything look so weird? Hippocampus, which assigns memories to time and creates a narrative for you. I think you saw a screensaver. Anterior insula, emotional regulation center. Wait a minute, I feel really uneasy now. Amygdala, panic. Get a fuck to a pack. Cingulate gyrus, acts as the CEO of the brain. What is going on? Posterior parietal, pictorial mindset and other spatial abilities. Ooh. Somatosensory / sensory, cognitive, scribble, I'm bored. Limbic system, the lizard brain, danger. The tingling is coming back. If David Icke calls, tell him to fuck off. I'm not enabling him again. Mesalan M. Marsal. Steve, can you hear me now? End part 4. You know what? This is probably about more than just the FBI, you say. Probably? What do you mean probably? My other roommate says. His name's Karpoland Emirovic. He's one of those Eastern Europeans who takes the old adage that you should never go into business with your friends literally. But what about going into business with your Let's start a prayer circle. Hey, we can get you laid if you're into that. It's not probably, you say to Karpolan. It's definitely the FBI. They're the ones who started building this city around the campus and now own it so they can do whatever they want here, like spying on tenured professors. Come on, Steve, he says as he sits down at his drum set. You're being paranoid. Or am I being reasonably suspicious? Karpolan starts playing and you sit down at your piano to join in. It's one of the things you love about him. Karpolan is always down for a jam. Even his parents, successful business people from Eastern Europe who own several homes, don't deter him from playing with you. A struggling, unrecognized composer and piano teacher at a university that's rapidly transitioning into a haven for crooks, rich kids and drones.
So drums and piano. Let's do What is fixed terms? Oh, it's it's tracks. Because it's a two-parter. Let's see. Is this? Yeah. Okay, so
let's do 54 Camry beats. Carpolan, I have an idea for a new tune, let me show you. It's in 7/8, and it has a backing rhythm of bassoon, cello, and drums. Listen, plays complicated melody. Look at me, I'm keeping up with the smart folks. Wait, no, that's way too much going on. Let me simplify it. Simplifies melody, what do you think?
Let's take a oblique strategy. Let's do random. Okay. What do you think?
You humanize something free of error.
Processing.
And let it unfold, by commentator, you, see you, it's the same, but in different measures. You, 3/4, 4/4, 5/4, 6/8, 7/4, etc. Carpolan, no, they're not the same. They're all unique and different and have their own character and style. Carpolan, you've got a good ear and a great knowledge of music classifications. If you joined a ska band, your nickname would probably be the Professor. You, can I ask what function bassoon has in this new number? Carpolan, bassoon? Well, it's the bass. Of course, the bass. But, only know to play that top line. We need a bassoonist. Huh, it sounds like he's saying baton. You say these are all copyrights written that we are playing, and they are not our tunes. By already corners, you know they're pop songs from the boys next door. Carpolan, oh, who is the artist who did this song? The Catcher in the Rye? What? Is that really a thing? You, about half of these songs are more than just tunes.
Tell me what. calling. Feed 54 Timaru beats into AI box and set it to ska. That should be enough to meditate on until next time, and copyright free, because neither Apex Twin or Newsboys hold copyright to the forthcoming abomination.
Tell you what, if I feed 54 Cymru beats into AI jukebox and you nuts. And I even destroyed the jukebox to prevent this from happening. I'll play it for you on the way out. Peering through a small opening in an imaginary wall, what do you see? Punching gloves and bouncing outlines of gloves against each other, and a man who can think 5 moves ahead of you all, already knows your next move. Pick a door.
Pick a door. Nightwing, your episode is the episode after next. You are too early.
You, Nightwing? Your episode is the episode after next. You are too early.
There we go. And with that cliffhanger, how do we deal with this casting snafu? I'm gonna do that thing. I'm gonna see how 54 Cymru beats sounds like ska. I think there's overlaps. We'll see. Maybe next time, maybe that time after next, I will have it ready for you, for your perusal. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.